by Roughneck Scarves and Golden Goal Press. My name is Tony. I'm here with Dave and David. Dave Stevens, David Sterling. I'm Tony Pervenanzi. We're coming today from 10K Brewing in downtown Anoka. Now, I don't think you guys have been here before.
I haven't, and which is odd because my work is about maybe a mile from here, just south in Champlin.
And so I've been here a couple times. It's right in the heart of downtown Anoka. If anybody's, I've been in downtown Anoka numerous times. If anybody hasn't been down here, it's a great place. Lots of antique shops. We're looking out onto one of their main roads here, and it's a cool little spot. And this spot actually, I think, was an old bank, I believe.
For being we're relatively close to Minneapolis. It's a suburb, but it's got a nice main street feel to it. It really does. Anoka.
Yeah, Anoka's a nice old town.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
The nice thing about it was I got to come up on the highway instead of going, on the back roads instead of going on the highway. I got to go on the back roads from my house. You guys had to drive on the highway.
Oh, I did back roads.
You did back roads too?
Yeah.
Well, from
West River Road.
Well, yeah, that's what I took.
Yeah.
Nice. So it's kind of a great little area out here. Of course, we're drinking their beers. I started off with the Attack. What is it? The Attack of the Cows, which is one of their signature beers, which is a cream ale.
I'm assuming they call it that because they put a little lactose in there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And so I started out with that. Dave, what did you have to start out with?
I had the Munich Helles.
Okay.
Or Hell. It's an easy drinker, and I think John could probably help us out. I got to get my little Andrisky reference in there, but I think Hell is German for like pale or light.
Yeah, I think it's light.
So Munich Helles is traditionally Southern German beer, and no, it's an easy drinker. I'm almost done with it, actually.
Sterling, what did you start off with?
I started out with the Kolsch.
All right.
Another easy drinking German beer.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, crisp, smooth. Yeah.
And so I want to say that normally this place has a lot of different they make a lot of different beers. They are a small system, but they're always rotating things out. They had a food truck festival yesterday, which tapped them out of most of their rotating beers. So we're here today on Sunday, and they've got just their
6 maybe
basic. I think it's there's 6 basic ones. They're big ones they have. They don't have any of the. But if you come here on a Saturday or a weekday, they're going to have some crazy stuff. I've been in here before and had some crazy beers.
Well, and they do still have that Berliner Weiss. That's the sour.
Yeah.
Hopped, dry hopped sour.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to come back, actually, because I was checking them out on Twitter and Facebook, and you could see like every week they're coming out with a new beer, and they had some of the milkshake IPAs that were on tap, and I can't wait to come back. And
I want to thank again 10K for letting us come out here. We love coming out to breweries. We have the food truck out here is G.I. Joe's food truck, and he's been out here. I don't know if it's his first time out here, but I've seen him around. He's been in Omni before. He's been in a couple other breweries. Great food. He is I think on the back of his thing, he's a military vet.
Yes.
I believe. So his food is your basic, it's hot dogs, it's brats, it's burgers, sides of bacon and beans and all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, he was in the Minnesota Army National Guard, served 20 plus as a reservist and deployment.
Yeah, I think Fox Sports North did kind of a nice little feature on him.
Okay.
And you can check that out on Facebook, on his Facebook.
So it's what is it? G.I. Joe's Food Truck is the Facebook account. So check him out. He's out here right now doing some food on a lovely Sunday, boys. It is.
Yeah, considering it was 112 on Friday. God.
Yeah, you guys are whining. I came back, late Friday night and like, this isn't too bad. It was a little humid, but I'm
going to point out, a few years ago, I decided to drive from my, at that time, home in western Colorado to L.A. for a work conference. And I did that because I was going to drive through Arizona to see some family in Phoenix and a friend that was in Prescott. And I had to stop for gas in Palm Springs.
Ooh.
And it was 113. Our 112 heat index put that 113 in the desert to shame.
Oh, absolutely.
It was like I was like, well, this should feel just like Palm Springs because that's what the feel like index is, right? The heat index is. I don't know. It had to be like 120 in the desert.
Yeah, I mean it's so desert. Just very briefly, desert stuff is a little different because we get the humidity up here,
right?
And the humidity just kills it, man.
You can't. You just can't sweat. It can't evaporate off you. So when it's that humid out, and it's just brutal. I mean, I think you mentioned Palm Springs. Last time I was through Palm Springs, I was on my way out to Lake Havasu, where it was right on the 4th of July, and the high that day was 120 degrees. It didn't drop below 100 at night.
Oh,
it kind of made it unbearable. We were camping. It makes it unbearable for that. But as far as walking around, running around, it's not that bad. It really isn't.
I agree.
It's been a streak up here.
And I'm going to bring something up about Callum's comments of the RSL game.
We have to talk about that,
but not yet. We'll
bring it up
later. I will say, because there's no debate. I'm sure you guys have seen it on social media or whatever, where they compared. I think it was July 19th to January 29th.
Yeah.
And they showed here's the heat index and here's the wind chill. Pick your poison. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I think it was 164 swing for the Twin Cities.
It was something like because it was like negative 50s, negative 60s wind chill.
Yeah.
What it feels like we're talking about the heat index. So.
Yeah. So today's fantastic.
A great day.
Yeah.
So we're here in downtown Anoka. We got some games to talk about, boys. Let's start off first with the win. Well, the game against New Mexico.
Yeah.
In the Open Cup.
Yeah.
And I think when we went into that game, we were I was a little gun shy about it because New Mexico had kind of driven through and kind of.
They knocked off Colorado and Dallas en route to the the quarterfinals
and away.
Away. Yeah. So we had them at home, and we went into that game and we put the gas on.
Slow down now.
Yeah.
Before Sterling even got to your seat. Thanks Sterling, we had front row seats for this right at center pitch.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But before Sterling even sat down, I think it was in the 6th or 7th minute, New Mexico took the lead.
They did.
So, boy, Tony, if you're having those feelings and to go down that early, it can't make you feel too good.
And my neighbor and friend Brett and I were stuck in the lines, which that was also a little bit of a controversy apparently.
Yeah, there was some things going on.
And we're stuck in line and we're waiting and we finally get into the stadium and we're walking past the first TV that we see. And here we're looking up and New Mexico's celebrating.
Yeah.
We're like, what the hell? We aren't even to our aisle yet at this point. And here New Mexico's already scored. And we walk down to our seats, and Dave's sitting down already, and the guy that bought your ticket is now sitting down.
Yeah.
The extra ticket.
Yeah.
You could have potentially had that ticket. And Dave said that something to the effect of hopefully it turns around.
It did.
Now that we were there.
Right.
And within what? 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yeah. 3, because you got there just after they scored.
Which
was in the 7th minute. And then in the 10th minute, Angelo Rodriguez scored, and the floodgates basically opened at that. And so with those 4 goals in 13 minutes, the floodgates truly did open. And just to kind of, if we're going to tie a bow on this one, Angelo Rodriguez ended up with a hat trick, his first for Minnesota, I believe.
Yeah.
His goals came in the 10th, the 18th, and then Minnesota actually made it 5-1 just before halftime.
So let's talk about who we're playing next, because that's a big deal. Because there's a little bit of a scheduling kind of thing going on.
Right.
So with the draw, we get Portland in the next round. They're playing here on Wednesday night.
This August 7th.
And I think all of us will be at that game.
I'm
going to be there.
That's
the plan.
And they're playing again at home on Sunday.
The previous Sunday, the 4th.
The 4th. They're playing a previous Sunday on the 4th against Portland at home as well. So they're having a home against Portland.
Correct.
Which is a little bit weird.
In 3 days.
It's
very unusual.
Yeah. So we'll see what kind of lineups they have.
And that's my question.
Right.
In what game? Let's say the standings are where they are right now. Obviously, it's a couple weeks from now. But let's say we have the 9-point cushion over Portland.
Yeah.
How do you think they handle that, David? I mean, the lineup, because it's 2 games in 3 days.
I guess you find out what's more important to the organization.
Well, what their track record has shown, they're going to put out strong lineups even against New Mexico.
Right, and we were kind of discussing very briefly in our text messages last night that our new signing, who I won't mention quite yet, he'll be available mid-August, so he's still not going to be available, and you don't know. Obviously, Ozzy has a bruised
shoulder.
Yeah, shoulder bruise.
Shoulder or clavicle or something.
Yeah.
And my understanding is he could have played, but why travel?
No.
And I'm referring to last night. So that doesn't seem serious. Angelo had an ankle roll in practice. My understanding is he could have played as well because he wasn't even listed on the injury report.
But he didn't.
But they decided not
either.
to travel.
Why not? Why chance?
So again, why not? Mm-hmm. So as far as I'm concerned, we're healthy.
Yeah.
Now, however, we've got another jumble of games. Mm-hmm. I think it's about 3 weeks worth again, where it's literally every 4 days we're playing.
Yeah. It's like the stretch the Minnesota just got out of, where they had 7 games in 22 days.
And I think this one's only 5 games I think it's 5 games in 2.5 weeks or so.
And we're talking about the West here, guys. I mean, the West is a jumble. It's a quagmire of teams going for playoffs right now.
So I don't know. I guess I would say that I mean, it's the semis. You have to play a strong team.
I mean, I think most fans would agree. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll find out. But I mean, as a fan, I would say, wow, I'd put more importance on that U.S. Open Cup semifinal.
Yeah, I think back against New Mexico, I was saying you don't play a strong team because it's one New Mexico.
But they kind of did.
They still did.
They absolutely did.
So obviously Adrian doesn't agree with me on that.
No.
But I think it's the semis. Mm-hmm. You go to the final if you win. So at this point, you have to say it's more important,
and
without a doubt.
Minnesota could potentially host said final if Orlando were to beat Atlanta.
Orlando's playing pretty well right now. Yeah. Portland is playing very well on the road.
Orlando managed a draw at Portland just the other night.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you have to play a strong lineup. If it was earlier on and it was New Mexico, it's different. But
should I send a fruit basket to Orlando to make them play a strong lineup against Atlanta?
I think they will.
I hope so.
They have bad blood, so I think they will.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. They do have those home and home games against Portland.
I know they do.
Before we can start talking about a final.
What I'm saying is I want Orlando to win. I don't want to play in Atlanta if we win.
However, okay, I mean,
70,000 people
ahead of
for
ourselves,
a U.S.
as
Open
Dave
Cup
said, we're
final.
getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
But it would be pretty sweet.
It would be
to beat Atlanta in Atlanta
in front of 60,000 people or however many people
for
they
a U.S.
for
Open Cup.
Yeah, it would be.
I have to say,
might have to make the trip for that one.
Right? I mean, that even crossed my mind. I was like, man, if we win, I don't know. Atlanta might be on my.
Yeah.
I might be like, Sarah, sorry, I'm leaving.
Goodbye.
Hopefully they'd be on a weekend. I don't know. No, probably not.
It'd be a weekday.
I think it will be a weekday.
It'd be like a Wednesday, probably.
Unless there's a break for the Open Cup in the MLS schedule.
I can't remember.
But
anyways,
getting ahead of ourselves, guys. We won. We're going to semifinals of the Open Cup. Good for us. Fantastic. Let's get back into league play a little bit because we had Dallas was it Saturday night?
Oh, yeah, about a week ago.
Yeah. And you guys have to get in this game because I was at a wedding party and I was drinking and I was seeing texts from you guys and I didn't know what the heck was going on. So,
yeah.
It was from what I saw, it was a pretty slow kind of game throughout.